Hey everybody, this is Rudy from the Las Vegas Drum Room. Today is the first episode of What's in the Drum Room. In today's episode, I will be discussing this late 60s Ludwig White Marine Pearl kit a little bit more in detail. Before I start, I just want to remind everyone about the Las Vegas Drum Show happening on Saturday, March 30th, 2024, so in less than 3 months. If you'd like to get some more information, you can check anywhere on social media at Las Vegas Drum Show or go online at lasvegasdrumshow.com. All the info is there. You can get discounted tickets, t-shirts, and any other information you might be looking for. Hope I can see all of you there on that day. Thank you. All right, getting back to this kit right here. This kit, 4 drums, 2 16x16 floor toms, a 9x13 tom, and the 14x22 bass, I bought from the son of the original owner. This floor tom right here is an earlier 1960s that was added to the kit. The original owner was a Buddy Rich fan and he wanted that 2 floor tom look. So what's interesting on this kit is the bass drum has a modification on the inside. For all of you drum doctors out there looking in detail here, you can see that those spurs are unoriginal. These kind of arch type spurs you would find in the later 70s on Ludwig kits. But the bass drum is painted on the inside, the 9x13 is clear, and the 16x16 is also painted white on the inside. So the shell composition in the 60s were basically 3-ply. So 60 to 67, it was mahogany, poplar mahogany, and then in 1968, they switched to maple, poplar, maple. And they cleared their shells in 1960. It was a natural finish on the inside. 61 to 67, they went to white paint, and then again in 68, they started going clear. Now, the quality of the painting on the inside of these shells was somewhat inconsistent. I mean, on this shell, if you look on the inside, on the bottom, I don't really think you can get a good view with this amount of lighting, but there are some paint drips down there that were not corrected. On the inside of this shell here, you can see the inconsistency of the paint. For example, up here towards the top of the bearing edge, you'll see the paint a little thicker, and then it's a little lighter on the inside, and towards the certain sections of the bearing edge here on top, you'll see some 2 to 3 inch long paint drips. So I think back then they were just in a hurry to pump out these drums. Everyone was working hard, working fast, and I think drums made today have a little more attention to the paint. But nonetheless, overall they look great. I'm sure they sound great. I'm in the process of doing a light restoration today. Real light, meaning just taking off the heads, wiping everything down, putting on some new heads over there, and then also adding some grease to the tension rods. Now the original owner of this kit purchased this 9x13, the 14x22 bass, and this 16x16 here at the same time. It was a transition period. You'll hear that a lot of times. People talk about that in 67 and 68, and we can see it here from having paint on the inside, then on the 9x13 not having paint. The bass drum and that upper floor tom there, those are all from 1967. And this 9x13 here is from 1968. The date stamp is about a year and a couple of months older. So based on my experience, I've had kits that came factory as a family out of the factory, and they'll have discrepancies within several months within the same year, and up to a year to even 2 years difference. So there's lots of theories on this, lots of opinions. I'm not here to get into that because it's just people are going to agree to disagree, etc. But a couple of sources of information that I do use here, aside from my own experience and ownership of these drums, is the Ludwig book here by Rob Cook. And then he also produced another book here. This is from Richard Geyer. This has a lot of very specific information. I mean, he has statistical analysis. He has graphs in here. He's reviewed thousands of these drums, and you know, it's just, if you're into these drums, these two books here are definitely something that you will want to invest in. They're not very expensive, and it makes trying to date these drums and figure out what you have a little easier. Anyway, this is the basically the configuration of the kit. This floor tom here is from about 1963, 1964. Original owner just added it as an add-on. A couple of things I want to mention here is usually on these 1960s toms and floor toms, you'll see them come with one muffler or tone control, as it's also called, on the floor tom and the mounted tom. Okay, so here we have a baseball bat style muffler right there. There's one. And then in 1968, they switched to a round muffler, which makes sense on this tom down here. Let me show you real quick. Here's the single round tone muffler there. Now on this floor tom right here, that's earlier 60s, we can see that it has dual tone controls on it. Sometimes these factory drums came with dual tone controls. I have an example here of this kit. This is what's interesting about this mahogany kit here is that the outer ply, I guess the paint is this reddish mahogany color. This is a kit from 1967, and the dates on all three of these drums are identical. So month, year, and day. It's September 7th, 1967. You don't see that a lot, at least not in my experience. There'll be some discrepancy on the dates a little bit, whether it's the day of the month or even month of the same year. But what's also cool about this kit is that the 8x12 and the 14x14 have dual tone controls, which are round, which you don't really see, at least on these reference materials, until appearing sometime in 1968. And also this bass drum here has dual bass spurs, so 2 on each side for a total of four bass spurs. And this kit, I knew the owner, the original owner, and he did nothing with this kit. He bought it like this from the factory, because when I went to go look at the kit, these were the first things that kind of jumped out at me and motivated me to ask some questions. But anyway, this is what I got so far. So this kit's going to be reheaded and put back into service. I don't know if I'm going to be using a Ludwig snare with this kit or not. Chances are I'm going to use a 1939 Gene Krupa White Marine Pearl Radio King here. The snare is pretty nice, sounds great. It has those tall stick chopper single flange hoops. So people that own these type of drums probably go through a fair amount of drumsticks. So that's what I have so far here in the drum room. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget, March 30th, Saturday, March 30th, 2024, Las Vegas Drum Show. Hope to see all of you there. Thanks. Bye.